Good evening, this is Bill O'Reilly. Thank you for joining us on The Factor. In tonight's segment, we will be talking about pinheads and patriots. The first pinhead that I will be speaking with is President Barack Obama. Good afternoon, President Obama. Thank you for taking the time to sit down with me.
Please, call me Barack. Or Barry. Whatever makes you comfortable.
Mr. Obama, during the 2008 presidential campaign, did you say you are correct? John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith.
Yes.
Are you a Muslim?
Let me be clear. What was the question again?
We'll move on. Did you say, my father came from a Kenyan family that includes generations of Muslims? As a boy, I spent many years in Indonesia and heard the call of the azan at the break of dawn. Is this correct?
Yes.
Did you go to a Muslim school in Indonesia?
Yes.
In 2007, did you tell the New York Times that the azan, or rather, the Muslim call to prayer, was the prettiest sound on earth?
Yes.
Did you say, I have known Islam on 3 continents before coming to the region where it was first revealed? That experience guides my conviction. Did you pledge on behalf of the United States of America to Muslim countries that, and I quote, we will convey our deep appreciation for the Islamic faith which has done so much over the centuries to shape the world?
Yes.
I do not disagree with the fact that Islam has much to do with shaping the world. Just look at how much has changed in the past 10 years since 9/11, and that is only the tip of the iceberg.
Let me be clear. The attacks of 9/11 were not the work of Muslims, they were the work of extremist radical Muslims. There is a great difference.
Oh, I see. So have extremist radical Buddhists been blowing up any buildings lately?
No.
And have extremist radical Hindus established a record for hijacking planes?
No.
So I guess you must be referring to all of the extremist radical Christians who are making themselves into suicide bombers, blowing people up because God told them that they would be rewarded with virgins and riches in heaven.
No.
Then you must be referring to the many extremist radical atheists out there who have made a habit of constructing improvised explosive devices and using them to attack unarmed civilians, right?
No.
I see. So why can't you call the threat to the United States what it is, instead of making excuses for the Muslims?
Let me be clear. This is the work of extremists and radicals.
Are you publicly asking for Muslim nations to publicly denounce the actions of terrorist attacks against the United States of America and asking for their help to find those who are trying to destroy our country?
YESWE sent cards for Ramadan along with the message that we would like to find a peaceful solution.
Do you expect me to believe that you have forgotten the teaching of Hudna in Islam that teaches that you should make peace with your enemy until you are strong enough to slaughter them? Did you bow to the King of Saudi Arabia publicly, showing that the President of the United States of America was humbling himself before the King of Saudi Arabia? Did you say, quote, and I consider part of my responsibility as President of the United States to fight against negative stereotypes of Islam wherever they appear?
Yes.
Mr. President, can I make a suggestion?
Yes, of course. You can tweet your suggestions or send me a message on Facebook too.
But you are sitting here in front of me now. Can I just make a mention of it? I am not sure I can fit the entire meaning of what needs to be said in a tweet.
Sure, but let me be clear. I need you to follow up with a tweet or a message on Facebook.
Don't you think that the American people would have a different view of Muslims if they were not blowing up buildings, hijacking planes, or threatening to completely destroy countries like the United States or our allies such as Israel?
Sapasabu, this is not why I am here. I granted this interview to talk about my jobs plan and ask Congress to pass it immediately.
Well, what is in your jobs plan?
My jobs plan is the solution to the economic challenges that we face, as well as the fact that it will create more jobs.
Okay, could you explain how your plan is going to work?
It is a very complex plan that would require Congress to pass it immediately so we could get the unemployed back to work in America.
Have you actually read this jobs plan?
No.
Can you explain how this jobs plan is going to fix our economic crisis?
If Congress will just pass this plan, it will solve our economic problems.
How much will this plan cost the American taxpayer?
It will not cost the American taxpayer anything more than they already pay.
If you cannot explain the plan that you say that you have not even read, why should Congress be in a hurry to sign it into law? Is there anyone who can actually explain your plan?
I don't know.
Well, folks, that is all the time that we have for tonight's segment on Pinheads and Patriots. He is a pinhead and I am a patriot. Remember to go to foxnews.com to check out the factor items that are for sale, such as my vast library of writings, mugs, t-shirts, pens, pencils, koozies, breakfast cereals, slap chop, ShamWow and pretzel holders. If you have any comments or suggestions for what you would like to see in the Factor store or ideas for this show, shoot me an email. If you are lucky, I will select your comment for the show and send you a signed copy of my latest book. Unfortunately, I have written so many books recently that I forgot the title of this last one, but I will send it to you anyway. And remember, wake up America. Have a good evening.